Hi, Hal. Are you hearing us, Al?
I hear you fine, thank you.
Good. I'm glad you got on. Carla Hell is in Minnesota, and he's been doing this as long as anybody. And he's still coaching, I believe, a women's team at a high school. But we're talking about mentorship, and Jordan and Carla have just been through a provincial competition with 8 or 6 zone teams, and we have 6 mentors, one assigned to each team. Carl and Jordan were mentoring their own teams, and it was a real good experience for them.
Terrific.
And I think the lessons learned from it are really really important. So, Hal, I have you mentored, like officially been hired or brought in to mentor coaches on behalf of an association?
Actually, no, I haven't. I've done it informally, mostly with the young coaches that I've had on staff, and then most of them have gone on to be head coaches somewhere. But Minnesota, our coaches think they know it all, and so you know, I see high school coaches getting hired with 1 year of coaching youth hockey, but they did play and they coached. So the art of coaching, I've written about it. It's a lot more than just running drills, and it's really about how do you manage the people, how do you build the relationships, and I think, as Carla was saying, how do you see the game through the players' eyes and help them see something else. And one of the things that I've learned over the last few years is making sure that I understand what the players want out of the experience, because they, as coaches, we always want to win the state tournament at whatever level we're at. But the kids aren't always dialed into that. I think, of course, coaching girls, they want to have fun first, and they like the social aspect of it, at least in the youth levels. But I did see in a local team that when they had to hire a new coach, and they have this thing where they go through, a lot of these schools will go through, they'll bring 7 or 8 people into the room to interview the coach. Maybe they'll bring the football coach in and the principal, and all these people have no idea what coaching's about or what hockey's about. Then they all ask one question, and there's no follow-ups. And at the end of it, in this one case locally, the coach said, "Well, I play to win," and they all love that. Everybody loves that idea. I play to win. So that's why he got hired. And it's like, yeah, but I saw him in action last year, and what that means is he only plays 10 kids. And I think the parents of the rest of the kids are going to be a little disappointed when they sit on the bench and watch. This is at high school boys level now. And so, I don't know. We don't do a great job mentoring coaches here in Minnesota, I'm afraid to say.
Hal, what I took away from what you said very early is you head coached and you were mentoring your assistants.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really what you do as a head coach. Now, in some cases, assistants know as much or more than you do. And I look at Peter. He's got Tim Bothell, who's been a head coach on his bench, and somebody else, and now he's got to be able to communicate and draw from their ideas. But as a head coach, draw the line of what's acceptable and make the final decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Wally. And it's interesting because when I watch a lot of practices, and even with this high school team I was with last year, the head coach, he ran everything. He ran every drill. All we did when we were practicing with them was, basically push cones around or push pucks around. And my theory is if I have two assistant coaches on the ice, they need to coach. I need to let them coach. And I need to give them an assignment. You're coaching the D, you're coaching this, and I just sit and watch, and then I will give them my views, maybe in the locker room afterwards, or kind of tell them philosophically how I think we want to play, and ask them if they can be the risk in all of this is that after a while they think they want your job. And frankly, that's happened to me a couple times, and whatever. I mean, then you go on. There's never a shortage of places to coach hockey. I can tell you that. So